beautiful beings. My name is Storma. I'm a herbalist, and we're going to talk a little bit about hospital care, especially hospital prep before you go. So it's like your hospital bug out bag. This is good for people with sickle cell. This is good for people with chronic and terminal illnesses. This is good for people that are pregnant. Everybody's everybody's bag is going to be different. This is just a template, so you can add and subtract what you actually need. But it's really important sometimes to have a bag available for you, so that if you know you haven't sort of feeling not so great, you know something's coming up. Like with sickle cell, you kind of have this like warning period for like an hour, half an hour before you're like, oh, something doesn't feel right. If you're a parent and you have a child with a chronic or terminal illness, that's really important. And if you're a husband and your wife is pregnant, you're gonna have to get on that, because it's important, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. And okay, so let's start with what I put in my bag, right? So when I go to the hospital, I always call beforehand, right? So I either call my doctor, I either call my hematology team or hematologist, or the hematology resident, the person who's on call at the hospital. You say, hi, I want to talk to the hematology resident, like say if you have sickle cell, for instance, I need to come in, because I have XYZ problem, whatever. That kind of preps them, so maybe you won't rot forever in the emergency room, because they make you wait in the emergency room. And you could you have a tree growing out of your head, and they'll be like, please take a seat over here. So you need to have your prescriptions on you. So whatever, if you're on any kind of medication, if you're on painkillers or any of that, bring it with you in the bottle. Don't bring a mystery bag of drugs up in the hospital. That's just gonna flag you as a drug seeker or something. They always do that with people with sickle cell. It's horrible. So always have that with you. I also bring with me documents with your diagnosis and your treatment, if you have any, right? So that means whatever it is, your allergies, all of that stuff, that just adds more credibility, right? So that maybe they won't treat you like crap in the hospital. Not all hospitals are the same. Some are really great. Some are, super not so great. But with people with sickle cell in particular, they treat us like we're drug addicts, like we're drug seekers, that we're, whatever, right? Because we're people of color, right? Generally that happens, unfortunately. And they don't mean to do it, I don't think, or sometimes they do, I don't know. But it can be life-threatening. It can be life-threatening. That shit can kill you. Excuse me, you're not supposed to swear, sorry. But you need to have some credibility. So bring your paperwork if you can. Your wallet, your keys, your ID. Right? But there are other things like say if you got kids and they're bored, something to do, right? So I'm kind of like a big kid, so I have like these, like they're like itch a sketch, kind of like scratchy scritch. I love to scratchy scritch because sometimes
I'm so stressed out and I'm trying to keep my nervous system from going crazy. I bring things to do.
Puzzles, a magazine, a book that you really love. Make sure you have your toiletries, like your toothbrush, your toothpaste, whatever. You can make an extra, one, you have one at home and then one in a bag or whatever. You have like your soap, your lotion, your, I have homemade deodorant. I make my own deodorant because I'm crazy like that. My own lip balm. And I also bring essential oils. Ooh-wee, it stinks in the hospital. It smells like the devil. So I bring essential oils. This is like massage oil, really stinky. Sometimes they may complain, but I don't care. It's all natural, right? And I don't want to make people sick or anything. So I try to do it surreptitiously, right, to myself. This is rosemary. Rosemary is the scent of rosemary, and the flavor of rosemary is actually a great antidepressant, which you're gonna need if you go into the hospital. So so essential oils is great. Sometimes if you're wearing a mask, you can drop a little bit in your mask. I had a wonderful, there was a woman that I had to share a room with, and I was all worried because, it was all smelling like lavender and loveliness in the hospital room, and we had to share. She came in from surgery, and for something, I can't remember, we became friends because of this. She's like, oh, what's that smell? Oh, that smells so good. And I'm like, yeah, it's lavender. She's like, oh God, it's so, oh. And I'm like, do you want a little on your face cloth there? She's like, yes, yes, she couldn't move. And so I was like, yeah, lavender. And she's like, oh, lavender. So do it if you can. It can help with relaxation. It can help you think when you're more stressed and constricted and in pain and worried, the worse it's gonna be, right? You wanna try and relax your body, especially if you have sickle cell. Circulation is essential. So you need to breathe and relax while you're there, even though these people may be stressing you out. Everything is stressed. People are screaming, or there's something, you know, hospitals are terrible for that. Make sure you got your glasses so you can see. I bring a towel. Yes, the hospital has their own towels, it's true. But my towel smells nicer than the one in the hospital. And I find that the air in the hospital is really dry. It's really super dry. So what I do, if I have to spend the night there and I have a room of my own or whatever, is I'll take this and I'll wet it, and then I'll sort of wring it out, and then I'll let it hang somewhere to dry. And that humidity will help me breathe better. It'll help to I learned this actually from a nurse, that lack of humidity can actually dehydrate you while you're sleeping. So you wanna have something that's gonna add some humidity to your room if you need it, right? You may or may not be able to do that, but you never know. Always bring your chargers and the little charge thingamabobs that you need. I like to bring like a Kobo or a book or a Kindle or whatever. I'm new to technology, so somebody gave this to me secondhand, but I was like, yeah, it's got all these books, thousands of books. Awesome. And that way you're not thinking about the terrible things that might happen. You're not stressing about all that kind of thing. Because when you're in the hospital, it's no good.
Mindful blindfold, yes. Or you can use any old thing. Yay! Gets rid of the light. They blaze light on you there, and you cannot sleep, right? Melatonin is good for the body to relax, whatever. So have some sort of face mask thingy. Get whatever. You can get this handy dandy mindful blindfold. Fabulous. I love them. This one allows you to, it has a little fluffy frith thing here so that you can open and close your eyes as well, right? But you have the mask if you need it. Check it out. Wow, groovy. This is at night. You need melatonin, and bright lights can mess with your melatonin and can mess with your sleep, especially if you're playing around with devices or your laptop, any of that stuff. If that's part of your bug out bag for the hospital, I'll do another video on like the bug out bag, like say you want for emergency preparedness, because I think that's also important too. But these are great. These are awesome. I wear them all the time. I get light sensitivity, and especially at night, and so I need some things like this. And so you'll see me running around with groovy glasses and be like, Storm, what the hell are you wearing? And I'll be like, these are my, and these ones are both for blue light and for green light. People always forget about the green light issue as well.
A scarf. Bring 2 or 3 of them. I'm really creepy I was like, ew, with the beds when you're in the hospital. I get rashes from the bleach that they put in the sheets, in the bedspread. Oh, so I wrap up. I wrap my hair up in them. I put it on the pillow. I do whatever it takes so that I feel comfortable, so that I can be calm, so that I can breathe and relax, and I can heal faster and get the hell out of there. Prescriptions, right? I already spoke about this, but it's important. Bring them in the bottle. Here you go. These are your prescriptions. I keep them on me because who knows how long you're going to be in the emergency room. And with sickle cell, it's all about timing. The faster you can nail it down and get treated, the faster you heal and the faster you can get out. The longer you're there, the more chances that you can get like permanent injury, blindness, sickle cell, it can kill you, or whatever chronic condition or terminal illness that you have. You need to do it, right? So just make sure that you have your own medications on you. Okay, so here's something it might be a bit excessive, but I do it sometimes if I'm having issues with temperature regulation. I'll bring a sleeping bag. Yeah, I'll do it. I have like a really thin sleeping bag, super thin, and I can sleep in it. It's got like this sort of silky fabric, and you can be in your own smell without the gross everywhere. And yeah, I know that sounds a bit excessive, but I need to be able to relax, right? Healing requires that sometimes. Address book, if you need an address book. If you're over 40, you need an address book. For your doctors, have your doctor's phone numbers, your relatives, whoever else that you need to contact in the event of an emergency. Okay, yes, snacks. So have some protein bars or some sort of something nibbly, something that you can eat in case you're there forever, because it's a lot. And of course, hospital food is horrendously expensive in the cafeteria, and it's also disgusting, some of the food that they try and feed you. So I have like a little like setup where I can just go tee hee hee and eat my own food, because I'm crazy like that. I also bring certain supplements with me: magnesium, immune boosters, you know, like elderberry or whatever that you feel you need. For me, sometimes I get restless leg syndrome, so I take this thing called Mucuna Pruriens. Now, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but it's the velvet bean. So another word is called velvet bean. It helps me to produce enough dopamine so that I don't shake and do weirdness when I'm trying to sleep, because sometimes when I'm really stressed, I can't relax, so I use some of that. Make sure you tell your doctor, right? I'm not a doctor, so make sure you talk to your doctor about some of the supplements or prescriptions that you're taking, so that they jive with what they're going to give you in the hospital, because you don't want things to be, you don't want counterindications, right? I don't care what spiritual faith or religious mumbo jumbo, whatever it is that you need, crystals, crosses, whatever it is, to ward psychologically the ick away, do that too. If that's what you need, do it. Sometimes, you know, we need that extra little like something to go, okay, I can get through this experience, because it's so horrible being in the hospital. And if you're in there, you know, I've been in and out since I was a kid, and it's no fun. It's not a fun experience. And so you want to make it as fast as possible. And you go there, they treat you, and then you go home and hopefully never come back. Yay! But if in the event, if you have regular hospitalizations, if you're a parent that has a kid with a chronic condition, or if you're a partner or whatever has a chronic condition, or they're pregnant or whatever it is, have a bag packed, right? And you just write down your list. Now, I do have a list down below. I'll put in the description where you can, I have a little thing on my website where you can click in, and there's like a big list of things. Oh yeah, I could do this and I could do that. But I think when you go traveling on a road trip or whatever, right? Think in those terms, but then also think about how, you know, what you need to heal when you're there in those places, because it's booze sucks hard. Bottled water, bring some water or some juice as well. Have a thermos of tea. That's really helpful, especially if those places are cold. So I have a water bottle, and I have a little thermos of tea, and I sit there and sip, and I have little baggies of tea so I can ask for hot water or whatever. That's helpful too. But you know, you'll decide what you need when you make your bag, right? Because your bag may be a bit different than mine. You might have a little extra stuff, maybe you have different stuff. You know, maybe you need, you know, I don't know, different, you know, if you're going and you're pregnant and you're having a baby, right? You may need different stuff. So yeah, if you're a female, bring, you know, menstrual pads, if you're, you know, or tampons or whatever. I use those NICs, the underwear period things. Love those things, girls. Oh Lord, they're so, well, I'll make a whole new video maybe on that, because I love that. It's just so easy. Just really think about what it is it's going to help you stay calm in that place, because those places are scary, and sometimes people are mean, and some people are screaming in the corner, or there's, oh gosh. And so you need your little earphones. Stay calm until the doctor comes. I also bring like something like a journal, something creative to do. You can sit and journal something. You can, if you're an artist, you can be writing something down. But I also use it to write down the names of the doctors and the nurses that come to you. Because when you're on drugs, they medicate you and all this. You can't remember what so-and-so said about such and such. If you can go with a person that's ideal, you want to go with a parent or a friend or a husband or a spouse or whoever, bring a person with you just to as a witness. Someone there is really good. But if you have to go alone, I bring a journal, or you can tape record. So have some anti-nausea stuff. I bring like little ginger chews. Oh, I forgot about clothes. Bring a change of clothes, underwear, socks, whatever you need. Some people are really crazy and they have their own hospital gown. I know that's like, I would never do it, but hey, if you're crazy like that, do it. You can get your own hospital gown, because they're gonna give you some creepy hospital gown to put on for who knows who died in it or whatever. They bleach and boil and clean it, but you don't know really, like, it's just the energy. Sometimes it smells like, so anyway, there it is. Please like and subscribe, because that's what you're supposed to do on YouTube. Thank you for listening, and you could have listened to anybody, but you decided to listen to me ramble about a hospital bag, the bug out bag for the hospital. So I appreciate it, and thank you very much. Take care.